Hi there. It's Catherine. First of all, Happy New Year. I am the founder and executive director of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project. And we're all about coming up with solutions for lipedema and for those of us who struggle with it. So I am just coming from a 2-hour meeting with a very special project. And so I want to share a little bit about that project. So go ahead and say hi. Hi, Sandra, in the chat so I know who's here. Hi, Debbie. Um, so I'm going to do the short version, which is that Dr. Matthew Carmody, who was my primary care physician for the past over 30 years, really partnered with me in discovering lipedema and learning about it and in creating this global community. Um, and so for years, we've been talking about number one, how incredibly knowledgeable and bright and willing lipedema patients are. He used to say to me, because I referred many patients to him, and they would come to Boston and see him here in Boston. Um, so he would say that the staff at the hospital that he was working from loved the lipedema community and would say again and again and again um, how fabulous everyone was. And he would say there is no population that he's dealt with in his career as an internist and as a professor, uh, and, and all of that, that had more of a right to be upset with and angry with the healthcare system for the way that we are treated and the way in which we're not there's so little knowledge in the healthcare system about the lymphatic disorders and the fat disorders. He said, but there's no population who has the generosity of heart and the willingness to really try. And he would also say that the wisdom is in the patient, that the person who knows is the patient, and that's where the wisdom is. So we've been discussing this for years, literally 20 over 20 years. And so we just started. So here's Bella. She's come to join us. So we've just started this project called the Wisdom Project. And it really is a group. There's probably about 50 of us that have been engaging in asking not only what do we know, but what's our lived experience around lipedema? What can we know about it? How can that guide us and direct us into coming up with answers and solutions for us? And it has been just the most amazing process. Um, and so that's what's been happening. I'm a little blown away because I literally just came from that meeting to come on to this um, vlog. And I want to say that what's possible in community is remarkable. And what's possible in community allows for us to accelerate the learning process, be able to have such diversity. And I'm not talking about only the diversity of whatever, put it, you sort of fill in the blank. I'm talking about diversity of experience, that there are so many who have had different experiences with lipedema, that when we get together and we can sort of compare notes, we can start recognizing the patterns, recognizing what would take forever for the scientific community to really be able to do. So, so that's exciting. It's more than exciting. It's I feel it, I'm glad I get to share this with you because it's so like it just happened. I'm sort of like, I don't ever, speechless is not one of my attributes, but I feel almost speechless because, first of all, Dr. Carmody retired in 2019, just before the pandemic, and has been working with us, uh, I think, since for the past couple of years. We have published a scientific paper. We're in the midst of getting another one completed that can be published. Our research continues, but not only our research, but the community. It's a collaboration with the community. And so I want to celebrate that, especially because it's New Year's Day. When we set up the meeting today, one of the things I put it in an email that I sent out, which is in my family. Now, it could be an old wives' tale. There are all kinds of old wives' tale. I don't know if they're true or not true. I remember when I had an upset stomach, my mother would make bay leaf tea. She would say, "This'll work," and it worked. She'd put a couple of bay leaves and make a tea out of it, and that's what she would give me. Well, here's another one. Um, Another one is that what you do on January 1st will ripple throughout the year. You know, your uh, your activity, your intention, your focus. And so at first we weren't going to have the meeting today, and then we decided to. And I'm so glad we did because it really it helped to propel this whole thing. And it was a great, great way to begin the year. So let me just also tell you that the tribe, which is our membership community, it opens for membership in June. That's the time of the year because it's Lipedema Awareness Month, and that's when we have found that we spend time and we educate and have a lot of free webinars because there's so many people who come in and say, "I think I have this." So we try and support the community that way. Well, there were a number of people. We had our event in October, and we opened it up because people wanted it. And then there were some that were not able to join in October. So the bottom line is we just opened it up this weekend, just for a couple of days. And so the tribe is open right now. And if it's something that you're interested in, you have about 24 hours. No, maybe 36 hours. Give me a second. Let me get you the link so I can put it in. Oh, I have to find it. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Well, you know what? If you're here, you're probably on our email list, and I've sent out all the emails. If you need this, this I can do. Hold on a minute. Let me see if it's here. I'm just looking for a link. Here it is. Just email me. If you don't have a link and you're interested, just email me. because the emails have been going out and we've been getting wonderful interactions about it. And so as we begin the new year, excuse me a minute. There's so much that I feel like we're finally putting in place. We have our special interest groups coming up, and each quarter, so each few months, there's a different focus for our special interest. So the first quarter is about self love, self care, learning to befriend your body. It's the quote that we always, and here it is. And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I have been waiting my whole life for this. And that's our January, February, March of this year, is focusing on that. I have a guest who's coming on. We're going to be having a free webinar with her. Her name is Nina Manelson. She's been a keynote speaker at our conferences. She's wonderful. And she's going to be coming in and talking about how do you stop the war with your body? How do you actually move into this place of befriending your body? So I think that's important. And then the second quarter, April, May, June, is about nutrition. We're going to be looking at nutrition, which we support keto quite a bit, but low carb. But we also support whatever's important for everyone's so unique. So we're going to be having a conference. We now call them events because they're very interactive. And so that's going to be March 30th, April 1 and 2. So we're going to be having the gentle keto, I think. No, kind keto. Gail came up with that. Isn't it great? Kind keto. It's the year of the rabbit this year, by the way. For anybody else like me who follows the lunar calendar, it's the year of the rabbit. The rabbit is kind and gentle. So we're having our nutrition conference called Kind Keto. And then we're going to be doing a special interest group right after that. That's about how do you implement low carb and see what's right for you. So there's a question from Sandra, and so I want to answer it. Why is it ever closed? I'm assuming that you're saying, why do we close the tribe? Because it is a community and we have a lot of activity within the community. So if people are coming and going all the time, it gets a little challenging. So the membership group is very purposeful. We have many activities. You can get support any day of the week, any time, night or day. And so, as I said, we generally open it once a year in June. We've now, because people have asked us, we've opened it other times. And so if you need any information, just email me and I'll send you the links. I was up to June. So the next, which the second quarter is April, May, June. So we work with keto as a special interest, and then June is Lipedema Awareness Month. And so we do a lot of activities during June. And a lot of it is welcoming new people into just the idea of lipedema. And then July, August, and September, the third quarter, we spend on conservative care. So, MLD, compression garments, skin care, all the kinds of dry brushing, all the things that we can do to manage everything on a daily basis. And then the final part of the year, which is October, November, and December, which we're just finished, is we have our fall event, which last October, this past October, is Heart to Heart. Is we're going to keep that as a title, lipedema and lymphedema, and where we focus on our holistic approach. What are all the different components? And we had the most amazing speakers from some really the top in the field. Dr. Stanley Roxon, who is head of the lymphatic center at Stanford, was one of our keynote speakers. It was just amazing. And so we'll have that in 2023 as well. And then we finish up the year always with a support group, a special interest support group around managing the holidays, because the holidays are challenging for many of us. And so we have this year mapped out, and within that there are this wisdom project and more interaction and more opportunities for every one of us. So, oh my. So that's what's happening. And so I want to say that 2023, starting with January 22nd, is the lunar calendar day. So last year was the year of the tiger. It was a bitch. It was a really hard year. Oh my God, it was a hard year. And I'm really happy because the kinds of words around the year of the rabbit is lucky. It's gentle and kind and relaxing and balancing. That's my word for the year, was balance. And then, I was sharing with Leslyn and Siobhan and Gail, and Leslyn said it may be homeostasis. It's like getting the body into balance, because I've had some wonky stuff going on. Um, uh, oh, that's lovely from Julie. I'm going to just put it here. She says, nice to spend so much time with you and all the other lippy lovelies on this first day of the new year. Big hugs to all. That's Julie Rosa from California. Thanks, Julie. Oh, and someone else. I'm just going to go through and see the questions. The paper we published, it's online. Debbie, just send me an email and I'll send you a copy. That's the easiest way to do it. And also, oh, Bella, you look like Pepper. You look like Debbie's cat, Pepper. Have had a busy day and she wants attention. So you know how it is. So I think that's good about where we're headed for 2023. I want to personally thank all of you who show up, and I want to thank all of you who watch the replays. When I started doing these, I thought, really? I love talking about what's happening and what we're doing. And I want to also apologize because I missed last Sunday. Last Sunday was Christmas, and I had planned to do this, and I was all ready to do it, and I fell asleep. And the next thing I knew, when I woke up, it was like 3 hours later. It was like 8 o'clock or something, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I had missed it. And I'm like, oh, darn. But here I am. So when I started doing this, I thought, who wants to hear my ramblings? And I've gotten so many emails from all of you. And so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because the reason why we do all that we do is to support those of everyone in the community. That's really the bottom line. Whatever level of community you're at. Like there are some of you that come to some of our free webinars or drop into these because I do one, Gail does one, Leslin does research updates. So we have various things that we do just to stay in touch with all of you. And so it's just wonderful that you keep giving us such positive feedback and saying that it's a good thing. So I think that's a wonderful way to start a new year, especially a new year that is so welcome. I'm so happy it's here. It was a hell of a ride in 2022. And, you know, my friend Anjay, who is the Zen teacher who teaches our meditation classes, he had told me that the year of the tiger was a little challenging. And so I'm so glad that we made it through. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Let me see. There's a couple more questions. Uh, oh, wonderful. So have a blessed, blessed, blessed year, really. I mean, night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. But really, let's have those blessings ripple throughout the entire year for all of us. And I'll see you next week, or probably before. We have all kinds of activities this week. And thank you. And I love you.